I like that Paul just cut to credits. It's just like, nope. All right.
Well, I can never...
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she's properly hydrated.
I can never tell whether you guys are like just like talking and waiting for me to start it, or whether like I should just go.
I'm gonna tell you a secret, Paul. We don't know either. Why is maining Hanzo a bad idea? It's not. That's the thing. If you're good at it, there's no problem with it. Well, okay. Overwatch philosophy. Maining a character in Overwatch is not actually a great idea. Because the point is that you're supposed to be able to switch up your characters to react to what your opponent's team is doing. So the idea that you only play one character and that's the only character you play in Overwatch is not good. That means you're not doing your team a service. But the idea of playing Hanzo is inherently fine. But there's I guess a stereotype of people who main Hanzo, and that they will only play Hanzo and they won't switch off it no matter how good or bad they are at it. And so now anytime anyone picks Hanzo, regardless of if they're actually very, very good, their team doesn't give them a chance to prove that they're actually very, very good and just goes, oh, no Hanzo. Can't, you aren't allowed to play Hanzo. And then they report them for playing Hanzo. So, yeah. I main Corki in Overwatch. Who is? I want an Overwatch hero named Corki now. I Hanjo. Exactly. You should play all characters in all multi-character games so you at least know all of them good enough to know how to play with against them. I mean, I'm not saying you have to be good at them. It's nice to take them out for a spin. Like, I've played as every hero in Overwatch at least once or twice just to sort of
get an idea
kind
of
of understand how they play.
Yeah, there are a lot of
and it's super interesting. But I'm not saying you have to be like really good at any of them. Like I have a repertoire of like, you know, some number of Overwatch heroes that I'm comfortable switching between.
Eddie at the Gov says, I'm letting my sub and Patreon re-up purely because Checkpoint. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. I hope we're bringing you good video game news.
Or at least making fun of it.
Speaking of good video game news, we have some actual news to discuss. Not that the stuff here wasn't newsworthy, although the Destiny was not particularly newsworthy.
It was really funny, though.
I'm not even joking. People are like, put the 2 in the name, and it's like, but then it would be like the Canadian Toonie. That's not cool.
Destiny.
I mean, they're joking, but...
Yes.
Oh, also the Thief 4 graphic wasn't actually in there.
Oh, right. I can add that.
Yeah. Like, now, this is a long time ago, and I might remember this because in my college roommate, like, Thief was his favorite, like, video game, series of video games kind of thing. So when they announced that they were doing another Thief game, people were really excited, but then they were like, it's the 4th Thief game, and here's our logo, it's the 4th, and people were like, no!
Yeah.
We've gone too far. I think we made fun of the 4th on ENN.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
Fed Orion says, Checkpoint leaving Penny Arcade is how I found everything else you do. Well, hey.
Well, to be fair, though,
hi.
I do actually prefer the 4th than just calling it Thief.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate that.
I mean, like, that's not better. But the 4th was bad, and the people should feel bad.
Yeah.
But
especially since, like, the website and everything was still Thief 4. Like, they knew it was Thief 4.
Yeah. But, yeah. Anyhow, and it wasn't very good, and everybody was like, oh, remember Dishonored? Yeah, Dishonored is great. Spiritual successor to Thief. Got all the good parts.
Yep. Pencil stroke. I don't know that would actually work, but it's an interesting idea.
Well, I mean, somebody who knows how to use MicGo better than me would have to be on the MicGo stream, because I can barely play.
So, stories. Yeah, Battlefield. Apparently this is like a
known issue is all these grenades.
Some people have, in the comments for this story and in the chat here, were like, yeah, apparently just all Battlefield games have this problem with grenade spam. And so they're finally trying to address it in Battlefield 1. And so far, whether or not it's working, results are mixed. But I just love. This is what amused Paul and I about the story is that it's literally the solution is to give everyone infinite. The solution for there's too many grenades is to give everybody infinite grenades. They just you can't get them as quickly is the idea.
Yeah, apparently overall grenade kills has gone down 7% or something since they implemented the thing.
I guess that's a big change.
Or number of throws or something has whatever. They have some statistic showing that it has improved things. So.
Yeah.
GCU says, I say Battlefield should leave in the grenades and let their players experience the grinding futility of war. I mean, yeah. The For Honor loot thing, that's interesting. I see where Ubisoft is coming from.
Yeah,
right?
There's tons of shit for because For Honor is basically kind of a fighting game, right?
Sort of.
But you're gonna pick ideally you're gonna get really good with a couple characters and you sort of focus on that.
It's like a massively multiplayer, the multiplayer from Dark Souls.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that, but there's many people in the arena.
Well, the actual one-on-one fighting is different than the wide area fighting too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So I could see because of how the game is set up why they have so many emotes and cosmetic items and things, right? And they have a lot and there's a lot of characters and and I guess they were nobody collects everything in World of Warcraft or Dota. You don't collect skins and stuff for heroes you don't play unless they're rare or something like that and you have to get a freebie, but it's not something you go out of your way to do because you don't care. And I think they figured that more people would be playing it like that. Than people who are well, this is a single player game and I'll collect everything because that's how I play single player games. But who collects everything? These are the kind of people who did all of the side quests in Final Fantasy and all the Final Fantasy games. And it's just I'm level 1 trillion and it's
yeah, but I mean lots of
this game's not fun.
Yeah.
But it's a very small percentage of people though, right?
Yeah, but I mean it's a small percentage of people, but it's also the people who are the most diehard fans of your thing, right?
Yeah.
Because they have put thousands of hours into it.
Yeah.
So, there are people you don't want to mess everything up to please those people.
Okay, it's not Dark Souls. I'm sorry I ever made that. Whatever. Also, thank you, Lord Husk. That was really nice. Appreciate it.
So, but people are going to collect all that stuff anyhow. So I don't really know what you're supposed to say to that. And I guess you could be we didn't design the game with that in mind. I'm sorry, but we're not changing how it works because you were a very small percentage of people who actually want to do that. Ubisoft has said that they'll take the feedback into account, but
I mean, I guess the part that sort of makes it more awkward than just collection stuff is because they're also available through the microtransactions and stuff. I was thinking about there's the thing in Zelda with the 900 little thingamajigs.
The Korok seeds.
Yeah. Which again wasn't really designed for people to collect them all.
Yeah.
No.
And in fact, you don't get even much of a thing for collecting them all.
We did that as a story. You get a poo.
But if they had done that and then they had also been pay us $1 for 10 Korok seeds.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but it's kind of neat that you don't actually have to pay money for any of the cosmetic unlocks. That's very rare. Even in games that you pay for.
You can grind it out.
Look at Destiny. Destiny, you can... Is there a way of even getting silver in the game? Aside from the little silver they give you at the beginning?
No.
The fact that, what they say, it is... Sounds like it's pretty hard to it's 5,300 hours or something.
If you wanted to get everything, but like I said, I think a very small percentage of players actually want to get all the cosmetic unlocks and emotes and goodies for characters they don't care about and never play.
This image of Call of Duty World War II, which would supposedly be the name of the game. This image was sent to a YouTuber from someone
from an anonymous
source. So it's really suspect. But again, like I said, hasn't been proven, hasn't been discredited either.
And
So who knows?
And
doesn't seem outside of the realm of possibility.
And in their earnings call, they did say that Infinite Warfare was a disappointment, and they were going to go, quote, back to their roots with the next one. So that sort of pans out. It seems like something they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like, I don't know, a couple of hours some point during World War II that hasn't been played yet.
Yeah.
Or only been played a few times.
The real question I have
Yeah.
is which remix cover of an old song in a different style are they going to use for the trailer? Because Battlefield 1 used that really crunchy Seven Nation Army cover. And what was the other game recently that?
What if they went back to like? What if they went back to like an actual World War II hit? What if we had some sort of dubstep cover of Rum and Coca-Cola?
Could it be something totally incongruous, like combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell?
But like a country and western cover?
What the fuck?
Oh, you said incongruous.
No, I mean incongruous to World War II.
No, you get the postmodern jukebox people on it. I'm sure they could come up with something awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yes, Destiny we already talked about.
There's nothing.
Dubstep violin.
There's nothing to see there.
All we know about it is that the key art they released is that the last city is fucked, which is bad.
It is now the previous city is now the last city, I guess.
Yeah. It now was the last city.
Yeah, there are now no cities.
Yeah. And
Horizon Zero Dawn.
yeah, Horizon. This was really interesting. I love that they call it BBC realism because they've been watching like Planet Earth and stuff.
Yeah.
And basically, yeah, like they created this engine and all these like the environment and the weather and the time of day and everything. But if like a certain combination of weather and time of day didn't look great, then they got rid of it. Or if if certain times of day looked bad, then they just skip them, right? And so it's the description from the article, the interview with the art director was saying that rather than like turning things up to 11, they just took out everything that was less than a 9.5.
Yeah. So
It's a beautiful game.
It's I love the idea of like one of the things they're talking about is that they made the weather transitions much faster than they should be in real life.
Yeah.
Because, when it's just starting to rain,
Yeah.
it's not that interesting.
No.
It's either pouring rain or bright and sunny.
Yeah.
Or there's that
It's like in Breath of the Wild when it's just about to stop raining, and I'm like, oh, okay, looks like it stopped raining. Time to climb this rock now. Oh.
fooled you.
Guess it hadn't stopped raining. No, let me turn my camera a little bit. Oh yeah, I guess I can see a little bit of rain. Okay, I guess it's still raining.
Yeah, I love the idea that they I would say if like a certain kind of fog cover looks really neat, they just be like, okay, that's the fog cover that's always here. So it's like procedural. Everything, lots of stuff was procedurally generated.
Yeah.
But then they just like locked in the values for certain things. It's like whenever I'm assuming
when they're
like
talking about
whenever they're playing it, and they're like, hey, that looks cool. Bing.
Yeah, when they're talking about the procedural generation of the landscape as well. The way that works, of course, is that you have like artists and programmers, and they create all the rocks and grass and trees and flowers and dirt and everything, and then create rules for how they're going to be distributed. And so then they go like, okay, then generate it, do that, and then the artists go back in and go, oh, this all looks great, but this tree should be here, and we actually want some flowers there. And so there's it's like a
curated procedural generation.
Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
In the chat there.
Somebody in chat, Rising Tides, was like, how did Kathleen know this Calypso, but it had been covered by the Andrews sisters? I know it because in Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, Snoopy does an extended scene where he's a World War I flying ace drinking root beer out of big frosty mugs, and he dances to some old songs.
Thank you, Jay Random Hacker. And then, Blizzard has introduced new anti-abuse system in Overwatch, and you can report people for things like, for example, poor teamwork. Which they say on the thing. If you select poor teamwork, it says this on the report thing. It's like, this is things like ignoring the objective. This is not things like
playing badly.
No.
Playing an unpopular character.
Playing a hero that the community or professional players have decided is not correct. Right? Like, I don't recall the exact wording, but it's very clear that like poor teamwork does not mean playing a hero that you think is bad.
Yeah.
But the idea that you can, like, the idea of, I mean, I'm assuming it's not, like, super innovative in that I'm sure other games have done this, but the idea of sort of putting things into, being able to sort of put things into buckets, being like, I'm reporting, like, and like reporting somebody for spam or reporting somebody for abusive language or something is a lot different than and should be treated differently than like reporting somebody for going AFK. Like it's, one is a bigger deal than another one.
Okay. While Graham is dealing with something on stream, I want to talk about there's Atlas announced that they're going to be doing a bunch of what's old is new again. They're re-releasing they're remaking Radiant Historia, which I actually started playing because Graham bought me a copy of it last year, and it was really good. But I never ended up finishing it just because my video game backlog pile is huge. It's very fun, and I'm very excited about that. They're also redoing Strange Journey, which I played but never finished, even though I'm a glutton for punishment and love Atlas games, just because I didn't find that the storyline and the characters grabbed me, and it was literally the most infuriating game I have played by them. And you guys saw me when we launched the stream lineup. I played a little bit of Shimigami SMT3 Nocturne. I played Shimigami Tensei Nocturne and on stream, and that is a lot of like tower climbing with invisible pitfalls where you fall through to like several levels below and you have to remember where they are. Strange Journey upped that by being like, hey, why don't we put you in a room where it's dark and have spinning moving tracks that could deposit you anywhere, including back out on previous levels. And I was just like, at that point, I was like, if I don't stop playing this game, I'm going to smash my DS with a sledgehammer.
This is not fun.
This has gone beyond. And I think that's where most people, even like hardcore fans of the series, just kind of got out, because it wasn't interesting, or then the characters weren't like so compelling that I felt the need to slog on. And so I was just like, no. So they're re-releasing it. Apparently it gets new characters, and they're going to make some quality of life improvements, which probably means taking out the parts that made most people rage quit it in the first place.
Kathleen definitely beat Shimigami Tensei 3.
I have beaten that game with all I've beaten it with all 4 endings. Minor spoilers. I love that game. I've played it multiple times.
That's Nocturne, by the way.
Yeah, until Persona 4 came out, it was my favorite video game of all time.
And I mean, something that Atlas has done.
That kind of sounds incredibly needlessly punishing. Correct.
And
that's old Atlas games.
These sort of re-release, sort of tweaked re-releases is something that Atlas has done in the past with pretty good success.
Yeah, so. Usually when they add it, like, I mean, when I say the best example of that is Persona 3 to Persona 3 FES, the PSP version, which is superior to the PS2 version in every single way. Not just because they added a separate campaign where you can play as a main character girl and date all of the cute, previously undateable boys, but because they tweaked the school mechanics and dungeon crawling, like exhaustion mechanics, to take the game from like a stressful time management puzzle to, okay, this is okay. Like, because Persona 4, you can go and crawl in a dungeon, and you go to school the next day, you do your thing, and then you can go see somebody in the evening, or you can go crawl in the dungeon. Persona 3, the original version, had an exhaustion mechanic where if you stayed up too late dungeon crawling, your school performance would suffer the next day, and then you got penalized on any of your social links because you didn't have the energy to spend time with your friends, and it was this horrible knock-on if you couldn't get through the dungeon, basically your first available opportunity.
Yeah, I remember watching you play it, and you were like, I want so badly to like this game, but it's actually miserable to play.
Yeah, it was making me really upset. And then I played FES, and it was great, and finished it.
FES, right. FES was released also on PS2. But yes,
I played the PSP version.
Also on PSP, yes.
It would be, hopefully, I mean, I guess one would hope that the people making the new games, like the newer Shimigami Tensei games, are talking to the people who are making the remakes.
Correct. I think it's all the same people.
Let's do the stuff that we've been doing in the remakes to make it better. Just to start with.
Every time they make like a quality of life improvement in an SMT game, like that goes forward in the series. Like there's no way. Like obviously I don't know this for sure, but there's almost certainly zero chance Persona 5 will have that regressive punishing exhaustion mechanic.
FES was different. There was a Persona 3 Portable and FES were different things.
Oh, right.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, new Shin Megami Tensei or re-release stuff coming out.
Coming out like July in Japan. So who knows where I will probably get the new version of Strange Journey because I would love to finish that game. I would just love for it not to be just like awful and infuriating.
Perhaps it will be available in America.
Why would
in North America by the time you finished Persona 5?
That's under Toast. That's tonight on Tinker Tailor. Probably.
Probably. Are we delaying? We'll talk about it later.
Well, that's what I was replying to on.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. It sounds like Ian and Corey aren't going to make it back from Seattle in time. So, provisionally, you could still do your thing, but we should find you a co-host so that you're not...
I also don't know how to set anything up for Tinker Tailor because I've never done it before.
You don't have to do all the tech. People here for that. But I mean, so that someone else to be on camera with you so that you're not doing chat and hosting and cooking all by yourself. Unless you want to do that.
No, I really don't.
Okay, well, there we go then. All right. Well, we'll work it out after Checkpoint.
Alternately, like, if we can't...
We'll work it out after Checkpoint, whether it happens or not. We'll work it out after Checkpoint.
Don't everybody get... Provisionally, Ian is on fire.
The author of The Witcher. Yeah. This was a story that came up recently. I don't actually know how to pronounce his name. Andrzej? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Anyway,
he's Polish. We apologize. Are there any Poles in the chat who could like put something phonetic?
Someone make a poll, and we can vote on whether you're Polish or not. Anyway, the point is, he when CD Projekt Red was working on the original Witcher game, when he sold the rights, the video game rights to them, they offered him. Ursula Andress, exactly like that. They offered him a percentage of profits from the game, and he was like, "No, pay me."
He was like,
"Video game. This is not gonna.
Like, this game is so dumb.
This is not gonna work.
This is never gonna work."
Yeah. So he sold the rights, got paid for the rights, and that's it. And now The Witcher, obviously, the whole series is a massive success. And he's not seeing a percent of those profits because he made a bad business decision.
And
he owe ye of little faith, unfortunately.
And to just add salt to the wounds, a lot of people don't know that Witcher is based on a series of books, and in fact think that he's like a fanfic.
He's like the novelization of the game by some guy from Poland, and he's like, no. So maybe don't bring it up.
Yeah. If for some reason you're going to like a book signing by this guy, probably a bit of a sore point.
Yeah. Anyway,
Splatoon has a really sweet Easter egg.
Oh yeah, you can sort of DJ in the menu.
Yeah, you can use the
Splatoon 2, Splatoon.
Yeah, in Splatoon 2, which is the or they're doing the like it's not out yet, but they're doing like a demo sort of thing.
Like a beta weekend or something?
Yeah.
Oh, the global test fire demos, yeah.
Yeah. But you can use the joysticks to like tweak to change the pitch of the music, and then all the face buttons do like voice clips and stuff, so you can apparently people have been posting videos on YouTube of just like legit DJing, like mixing stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like just little things like that can make the waiting part of a game so much more interesting.
Yeah, it's a very Nintendo touch.
And the StarCraft they've announced a remastered StarCraft, original, StarCraft 1, and Brood War? Yes, I think so. Anyway, with widescreen and 4K Ultra HD graphics.
I mean, they're still kind of cartoony, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
and a higher frame rate.
Not ridiculously pixelated.
It seems to be a higher frame rate anyway.
But
So,
if you're like, no, I only want the original pixelated 4x3 retro version, that version's now free. So.
Well, it will be. So there.
Or it will, yeah.
There's an update coming out that's going to make it that. So there's an update coming out in the next little bit that will add some it doesn't change the game at all, but it'll make some compatibility improvements so that it continues to run on new systems, and makes it free. And then there's going to be, they're going to be doing this remaster update, which interestingly I believe will actually be cross compatible, as in like people on the old pixelated version will be able to play people with the new graphics. Just kind of interesting.
that seems weird.
Well, I mean, if you're on the pixelated thing, you can
also
pixelated graphics.
You can also like zoom in and out and stuff if you want. So
I'm surprised they didn't just do like StarCraft 1 in the StarCraft 2 engine, considering the majority of the units are already there.
yeah.
Like rather than redraw. I guess the whole point of why StarCraft 1 is still has a thing is the actual, not the is the very precise mechanical situation that it's in.
So basically, wait till StarCraft Remaster comes out and play it, and then go, yeah, this is exactly how I remember StarCraft looking.
Yeah.
And then go play actual original StarCraft and go, ugh!
Yeah, I like the little.
Yeah, because your brain's already done an HD remaster.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
The little like Terran, just like a regular Space Marine Terran dude.
Yeah.
It's that thing where it's like, if you look at it, it's actually just like 10 pixels.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the best example of this is when I did I played the HD remaster of Final Fantasy X, and I'm like, yeah, I get that it's widescreen, but they literally changed nothing while I'm still enjoying this game. And then I went back and looked at old footage. I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my brain had HD'd this game, but the game itself was not.
I did the same with Metal Gear Solid 1 with...
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 1...
was it... I can't remember when they...
Oh, so can't just look at the Final Fantasy X remaster.
Right, when you go back to Shadow Moses in Metal Gear 4. And it's like, oh man, it's just like I'm there yesterday. And then you go play Metal Gear 1 and you're like, oh.
Oh.
You're like, all right.
Snake doesn't have eyes. He just has like
it's just
some darker texture here. Twin Snakes. That was it. It wasn't Metal Gear Solid 4. Thank you. It was Twin Snakes for GameCube. And I was like, this looks the same. And then you go play Metal Gear 1 and you're like, no. No, Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear 1 was a different game. Anyway, but yeah, that part in MGS4 was amazing. When you go back to Shadow Moses and MGS4.
I do like that.
So good. Anyway.
Well, the little hand robots are weird.
Yes. Yes, they are. They're very weird, and I don't like them. They're creepy. That was basically it.
Yeah, I was trying to think if there was other
Not
stories.
that I can think of. Here's something fun, though. Check out over on the Loading Ready Run YouTube channel.
Yeah. Got a new thing.
Yeah, Running Start, which is
Woo!
myself and Paul, in the spiritual successor to Unskippable and the GPLP, is a sort of it's like both of those one after the other. It like starts with an Unskippable and then goes into an edited GPLP, kind of. It's basically because we didn't edit the opening cutscene at all, so. But anyway, the point is, it's myself and Paul riffing on video games, and we're happy to be doing that again. And response has been very good, so thank you all.
Yay!
Yeah, a lot of people have been really keen on it.
I helped with the editing.
Yes, you did, and I forgot to put you in the credits.
That's okay. I don't actually need to be in the credits for that. I was merely taking things out, like I wasn't actually contributing to the process.
Do you have an Amonkhet spoiler? So tomorrow's New Day Tuesday, and at noon, Paul and Alex are going to be playing Rain World.
Yeah.
Which apparently is hard as balls.
The Adventures of Slugcat.
Yeah.
And there's a chance...
I'm a little concerned. That'll be interesting.
There's a chance that tomorrow night we might get Adam playing the new Dark Souls 3 DLC.
Dark Souls, that's the game that's just like Dishonored. For honor.
Just like For Honor. It's up in the air, but that's probably going to happen. Between those two things, at some point after 3 p.m., there will be a little mini LRR MTG stream where we have, because they're doing this with a bunch of streamers tomorrow, we have a masterpiece from Amonkhet to show you, to be unveiled on stream. Actually, if you're into Magic, check out Magic Twitch streaming tomorrow, because I believe after 3 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, a lot of Magic streamers have Amonkhet masterpieces to unveil.
Do you know what some of the other streamers that people might want to check out? Like,
I don't.
Like, you know, the Kenjis of the world, right? You know.
Like Kenji?
Yeah.
Is Kenji one of the Kenjis of the world?
He's one of the Kenjis, yes.
So yeah, the spoilers are going to become fast and furious tomorrow.
You just say Almond Cat? Yes, we said Almond Cat.
Is there a list somewhere of...
Just so people can, like, get their multi-twitch going.
I believe on the...
I think it's on the...
On the Daily MTG, I believe they have...
No, Doodles the Great, you figured out what our spoiler was. It is Zippo Tricks McEdgelord.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
That's
made
them.
it
They made it a
they
card.
retroactively made it a card, reprinted it as a
Amonkhet.
masterpiece. Okay, so much Amonkhet news. Punch card, Amonkhet promos.
You should read that whole article. It's sweet.
want
I was
to.
reading that before we started.
Magic Open House. Welcome decks. Hang on. Boy, is there a lot of news. Welcome decks, welcome decks, welcome
I think
decks.
that's the end of the article. Yeah.
Well, where? Because someone knows about this. Because someone told us. They were like, "Oh, you got a thing?" And I mean, we knew already, but list is here. Here we go. Whoop. No, that's literally the article I was just reading. Did I skip past it?
I might have been at the top. No, this is all just about the cards.
Game Day Playmat. Magic Open House. And then it's welcome decks down the rest of the article. Oh, the daily update. Ah, there we go. Thank you.
There we go.
Okay, so some Magic Pro teams, top level, Master Up East, Master Up West, Fireball Ice, Fireball Fire, Dex Army, Puzzle Quest, and MTG Mint card have ones to reveal. And then streamers, Caleb Durwald, us, Neil Oliver, Kenji, Newmont, the Vintage Super League, that'll be tomorrow night, Paul Cheon and Gabby Sparts all have stuff to reveal tomorrow afternoon as well. So check it out.
I hope the Puzzle Quest one is just some sort of ridiculous, like, it's a, 5/5 for 30 mana.
Oh, if the Puzzle Quest team gets a card like from Puzzle Quest,
Yeah, because occasionally
all
Misha's like, I
wrong.
got a rare. It's like a 2/3 for 12, and we're like, that's bad.
yeah. So.
Oh, they're called invocations. Yeah, they're invocations.
Yes. Don't want to say anything else because you'll see it tomorrow. Anyway.
Well, I mean, that was on the article. So.
Well, they didn't tell me that in the email, so I believe
It's
you.
all very secretive.
Yeah.
I've seen our thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. You'll see it tomorrow.
Yes.
Should we welcome some subs?
Yeah.
Yes. Voodoo Puppeteer, the instant that Cam wanted to see reprinted for multiple years with Serum Visions, which did get reprinted in Modern Masters 2017.
Yay!
All right, let's welcome
And
subs.
Finally.
Also before that, too, I think.
I think
No.
it did, yeah. Or, no, wasn't it in Eternal Masters?
Or in Conspiracy 2 or something?
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Just,
Or I
it's
think
not
it
in
was.
standard.
Anyway,
I can't remember.
yeah, it hasn't been standard. But anyway.
Let's and welcome the subbening so I can welcome some luncheoning. Vic Kilza for 6 months. Checkpoint Plus, never late, never as early is exactly when it should be.
John Pike 1 with a 24-month resub. 2 years from John Pike 1. Thank you.
Timber Panic is a new subscriber.
Waffle Soup, 6 months.
Welcome back. Mirnus with a 39-month resub. What do you want in Destiny 2 and why is it the Gallarhorn? I mean, the Gal-to-Horn? Gallarhortun? I don't know.
Simon 40 Russell for 6 months.
John Dare for 38 months says, let's check some points.
Eric90 with a 9-month resub. It's been longer, but what can you do? I know it's been longer, but welcome back as always, Eric.
Sluggish Pig for 3 months.
As opposed to
Not too slow to push the button, thankfully.
Biscuit Get hipster for 6 months. Here's to 6 months of artisanal biscuits for the chat. That sounds delicious.
Togashina Ruda with a 39-month resub. For 40 months, should I change my name to something more pronounceable?
No, we've learned it now.
I got it right all the times.
P-Wall TX for 18 months, year and a half. Nice.
Mr. Horrible, 33 months of horribleness.
Ferocious Peach with a 4-month resub. Welcome back.
Novadale for 2 years. Woohoo! You were my first Twitch sub, and happily I did so to support those behind me.
Hey, thank you. Really appreciate it.
Naked Crab for 39 months says, look forward to Dishonored.
Or Dishonor 3D. Mars is Dead with the 2-month resub. Always enjoy a checkpoint. Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you, Mars is Dead.
Thank you.
Peter 200 XL for 6 months. 0.5 Amazon sub, baby.
LX, I think.
Twinklebees, 13 months, just says, yay.
Yay.
Gallows Anatomy with a 2-month resub. Broke my thumb last Thursday and have been watching you guys to keep my mind off it. Thanks for all the content. Jeez,
Ow.
I'm sorry. I mean, look, an eagle.
And Nick the DM for 15 months. Hey, random question. Is Kathleen Dates the Whole World going to happen someday?
Yeah, someday.
Got to find a good time for it.
Cramburger for 19 months says, ooh, technical issues almost made me break the combo, but the combo cannot and will not be stopped.
Hey.
Cramburger.
Fracaswell with a 43-month resub. A masterpiece. Such decadence. Thank you for 43 months, Fracaswell.
Natimus _Prime for 14 months. Always a pleasure to get the funniest of news.
The Ghost Puncher for 13 months says, it's a baker's resub.
And thank you for 1,820 bits from Foxmar320. Aw, man. Ghost, Waz, Rock Pusher, A's an Insect, and W. Nivek. Nivek.
Who said, Tier 100 trying to slip some bits past the radar.
Oh my god.
You did not succeed, I think.
Do you think W. Nivek is Kevin W? Just backwards?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh my god.
We're just going to call those... correct us if we're wrong, or I'm just going to call you Kev.
You know,
You've rumbled.
In that feed dump you were talking about, if I'd actually, or in the, not you were talking about, we were talking about it last night, the most recent feed dump.
Yes.
If I had actually been on that one, I would not have been able to contribute a very
W.
very good...
Gasp, I've been found out.
I would not have been able to contribute a very good bully name. Because in elementary school, the worst bully I ever had was Kevin. It's not a very good bully name.
No, I mean, now to be fair, we did.
I know it's not you, and I don't judge you because of your name.
We did sort of unfairly shame people who are like. There's some people in the comments who are like, "My name is Brandy, and I never bullied anybody." And it's like, I know, but we had to pick some names, right?
Yeah.
And so we went with ones from our past, and we're not saying that all people who have those names are bad people.
Well, you did literally say exactly that. But
I've never met a good Chad.
Fair enough.
Chad is the exception. Anybody in chat named Chad?
Chad.
See, no response. Chad is silent.
The Chad is silent.
Oh, Tyler. Shane. Yeah, Shane's also a terrible like bully name. Shane.
Or good cowboy name, though.
Yeah, good cowboy name, but Chad is the name of a dentist.
Pim. What an interesting name for a bully. What an interesting name for a person.
Pim?
Pim. Huh. Anyway, so yeah, hey, if you haven't checked it out, go and watch Running Start.
Yeah.
And if you have...
Tell other people about it.
Thank you. Yeah, do that one. And come back tonight for what sounds like will be still a stream of Tinker Tailor. And if it doesn't, we'll tweet about it, but it should still be happening, where Kathleen is going to cook.
Yeah, and we'll figure out something.
What you going to cook?
I'm going
to
presumably be doing chicken a la Normandy, which, despite sounding incredibly fancy and having quite a few ingredients, can be done in one pan, which is the sort of the requirement for
That's a Tinker Tailor requirement, yeah.
It's because we've got one heating element. Don't send us another heating element. We do not need a full kitchen in here.
Yeah.
Like, one pan stuff is perfectly
We're great
fine.
with what we have. Believe me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's it. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Doodles.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.